We'll wait for 2 more minutes and we'll start. Good evening, all. We'll start with today's session. It has been a long time since we met, taking classes and all. Okay. Mm, so the course for today's file handling in Python. So we'll quickly go through that one and just share the screen. Hope everyone has kept your Visual Studio Code ready. We'll code it along as we go on. Okay. Before that, I just like to ask some questions. So, how many of you know different types of files in your computer or something like the different formats? You can unmute yourself and you can answer those. Anyone?
The data files.
Okay. What data files? Can you define it?
Data files means information, sir.
Okay, information is there, but there will be different types of files, right? For example, your image would be in different format and your videos will be in different format, right? So I'm
Yes,
asking
yes,
that
sir.
type.
Okay, okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
So you mean like the PDFs and like JPG and all those stuff? Like
yeah, those
different.
kind of different format of files in your computer. You can list it out.
JPG, PNG,
Okay.
So then
Then PDF, PDF
MPG and
Tanisha.
PDF. Yes.
Okay. MPJ is for video. Okay. Others? Okay. So you'll be having your notepad if you know that extension is .txt file, that is your text files. So if you come to your Word document, that is docs file, docx file.
yes, sir,
If you
yes.
come to your presentation, PPT files are there. Then Excel sheet, Excel CS files would be there, right? So these are files will be having different formats and different templates they'll use. So in Python, you can access all these files. You can just read it out all the files. You can take the content and you can edit from the Python code itself. So Python is that much powerful in handling all these files. So for today's session, we'll just see how to handle your text files. So anyone has worked with text files with Python before? Okay, I'll take that as a no. Like, okay. So in Python, what we call this file handling is just like if you open your Word document or something like that, right? So there will be .docx file, and you'll open that one, you'll edit, and you'll add your content. In similar way, in Python also, like we have to open that file, read or write the files, and then we have to manage that files. So that is called as file handling in Python. The same thing what you do in other softwares, we are doing the same thing in software, but it will be from the code itself. So Python will be having built-in functions. So by just using the Python library, right? So we can just read text files, binary files, CSV files, JSON files. For image files, if you want to use, you need to use some other libraries such as Pillow or something like that in order to call your image files. For videos also, it would be different. Was there any doubt? Gautam, I think so. It's echoing from your end. In order to handle your files, there will be different methods to handle in Python. So there are different modes. One is read mode. Read mode, what it does is like it will open your file, and then what are the content it's there, right? It will just go through that one and just reach through that one. Kind of how you do, you open your book and you'll just read some of the contents, right? So that is how read mode does. So if you give R, right, I'll just mention in the practical session what this R, WA, everything means. So for just now, W is write mode. So whenever you take your book or something like that, empty book, your class notes. So what you do is like you take your pen and you write something, right? So similar way in Python, you'll write something into your files from the Python code itself. So we don't have to worry about A and B, that is append mode and binary mode as of now. So this will kind of use to as an extension, we're using this A and B. So what it does is like it will add kind of in from the binary part of the code to your text file, and those kind of uh, data adding, like it will do from this A and B mode. I'll just explain like when we are doing in the practicals, what's the use case of A and B. So shall we start with the practical session? Everyone is ready, right? So before this end of session, like I'll just go through like what you have done in this class itself. So make sure you follow this and you do this. So Visual Studio Code you can open. So I'm just creating a basic file. Okay. What we'll do is like we'll just temporarily create one text file. So just you can create a new file and you can take it as example.txt file. Everyone done till this part? So create one Python file and txt file. So make sure your Python file as well as your txt file, it's in the same folder. So it's there, right? So make sure your text document as well as your Python file, it's in same folder. Everyone done this till this part? Just finished done. Okay. So this doing, yeah. Okay. First, what I'll do is like I'll create a simple variable called as file name. File name is equals to, I'll give this file name, variable file name I have given. Then we'll use try function. So inside this try function, we'll be having with function. So what this with does is like it will just grab the action like what Python has to do. So as of now, like we do know two things, right? So one is that opening a file. So this open function is used to open a file. So with open, this function will try to grab with using that with function. So with open, and we have to give the file name. So with open, so I'll give it as file name, and what method we need to use now? Which mode? Anyone can answer?
So text key.
Uh, Sorry, Tanishka, can you repeat?
So should we like write the file format?
We can write the file format, but what we have done is like we have created a variable and we have given example.txt file over here. So it will automatically detect .text file. So we given that file name. So I mentioned something, right? So file modes in Python. So there are different mode, read mode and write mode. As of now, like we are just opening and reading, right? So what we'll do is like we'll use this R. So this is the read mode. With this code, what we are trying to tell is that with open file, so we'll give the file name and that whatever file we are opening, right? So what mode it has to come. So we'll give it as R. So we'll call it as files. So any doubts in this you can ask. I'll clear this one before we go to next part. Okay, if you're not having any doubts, I'll just continue. So we have opened the file. Then we need to read something from the file, right? So this read function is there, right? So what it does is like when you open the file, it will when you use this read function, it will completely read your entire file and give whatever it's inside there. Like it will give you that data. So there are other two more functions: read line and read lines. So read line, like if you want to just read particular line, you can use this function. So then there is read lines. So if you want to read multiple lines at a time, like kind of 5 lines, 10 lines at a time, so you can use this read lines function. So what we'll do is like once we have opened the file over here, right? So content. So I'm creating a variable. Content is equals to files dot read. Any doubts in this? Any doubts?
No, sir.
So what we did, can anyone repeat what we did now, other than Tanish? Jaswin, can you repeat like what I told? So can you explain this part of the code?
So, so here we are giving file name as example .text, and
Okay.
here in the file name uh, we are suggesting and I mean we are giving a content on it. The content is like to read the files, and then next we print the content.
Before reading the content, what we're doing?
We are opening the file.
Right, we're opening the file. Okay. So this is the procedure. I'll repeat once again. So even if you don't use this variable file name example.txt, you can just give that complete file name over there and it will work. So in order to like kind of use it as a variable, I've used it over here. So using try method and with open function. So I've given the file name of the file which you want to read and R as read mode. So this would be called as files. So in content, I've created a variable. So for the files, whatever we have opened, right? So we are reading from that file. So after reading, we are trying to print the content. So if you use try, what we need to do? Anyone? So when there is try method or something like that, right? What we'll do? There is exception, right? So we'll use except. So file not found error is there. File is like I'll print something. File is not present. So I'll start this Python file. So why is this blank over here? Anyone can tell me?
So because there's nothing in the file.
Yeah, you're right. So this is an empty file, right? So it opened the file and it read. So there was nothing in the file and it returned empty. So that's why there is no output over here. Okay. Then we have if something you need to add into your file or something like that. So what we do is like we'll write some data into the file using this write function. So we'll write data into the file. So whatever it's there, it will overwrite your existing file or something like that. For example, like when we directly use this write function, it will automatically overwrite uh, what is it? The content of your file. So we'll just check this one. So, just fine. So before reading, what I'll do is like I'll use this file.write. So files, in our case, it's files dot write. So this. So what we have done is that since this is only read method, right? So this is throwing an error. So it's not writable. So what we need to do now? Can anyone tell me?
So can you show the output again?
Okay. So if you can see over here, right? So this is the code part of mine. And if I try to execute this one, so it's telling me IO unsupportable operation, not writable. So what I need to make changes over here. Anyone
Uh,
other than Tanisha can
Excuse
answer. Yeah,
So
Nitish.
in the fifth line, instead of R, you have to write W, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. So if I do that one, it's not readable now, right? So what I'll do is like, I'll just comment these lines. So what we'll do, we'll execute this one. So that is done. Shall we see the file, something is there or not? This has been added now. So today's session is on file handling in Python. So even if you go to your file, right, the same content will be there. So then what we'll do is like, we'll add one more try. We'll use with itself. One second. If you can see today's session, I'll just make some change and just show you how it overrides. Maybe for so if you can see whatever was previously was there, right? It has been overwritten by existing file dot right, and with that we're trying to open the file in read mode, and we are reading that one. And you can see the output over here, file handling in Python, and we are showing a demo. Let's just check it over here also. So it has been updated in your notepad. Any doubts till now? .
So can you explain the write mode again?
Okay, so similarly, like we'll write, open the file. So we'll give the file name. So we have to access this file, right? Example.txt. So we'll give that file name. And then in this syntax, like this function has a syntax. So we need to define the mode. So what we'll do is like we'll mention it as W. So when we mention W, that is write mode. And we are calling it as files. So then this files is calling this write function. So whatever the content is there, right? Like we'll just give an example as a string. So whatever is there inside this write, so it will open that file, write into that file. So that is the basic concept of writing something into a file.
So
So
can
then
you
what we
share
did,
the example.txt file? So in the VS Code itself. So like when we run the code, this will be visible and we'll not be typing it, right?
no, what I'll do is like, wait. So I'll delete this one. As of now, it's empty file, right? So there is nothing. I'll just show it to you. See. So if you see, it's empty file, .txt file. So when we execute this file, when we execute this code, sorry. So Python file read. So what I'll do is like first, I'm opening the file, put it into write mode, and what are the content. I'm clearing it out. I'm just mentioning that one. So I'll write whatever this content is there into the text file. So then what I'll do is like, I'll open the file as read mode and I'll read the content and print those contents. File.read. So if you can see, clearing it out. If you go to your example.txt, it's clearing it out. Whatever you write, it will be there.
So when I run the code, like I can see the sentence in the terminal, but not in the example.txt file.
Okay. You can share your screen and you can show. Just a minute, I'll stop sharing.
So is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
So the sentence it's like visible here, but here it's not.
Can you refresh? You can see that third option, right, in the folders. Uh, Before section, below section. Yeah, can you refresh?
So I did.
I think so. There are two example dot. Can you open this below an example.txt? And there are two in your file handling, like you can see there also, right? But it shouldn't happen.
Oh, so it's visible here.
It's visible. Okay. So for teaching and practical session, that's it now. But what we'll do is like we'll take everyone's turn, and you have to share your screen and you have to explain your code. So we'll start with Tanishka is done. Sir, will you show the output, sir? Madhav, sir. Okay. So we'll go with the next person. Ruben, you can show your output.
Sir, today I'm using a mobile, sir. So that's why I did not create that one. After that, I will show you, sir.
Okay, sure.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thanks. Ruben, you can start.
Sir, actually, I didn't create it, sir.
You have to follow like what that is what I told you, right? You have to follow and do
Sir,
it.
actually, I'm joining after a long break, so I need some time to catch up, sir.
No,
I'm
it's just
starting it
like
right now, sir.
open your Visual Studio Code, like create one sample text file, and you have to do it in the class, right? But if I give you time, you won't do it after the class, that's for sure.
Sir, I'll make
So
sure to
that's
do it,
why I'm
sir.
following this method.
Okay, sir.
Kundan, there is still time, right? Ruben, you can do it and show the output.
Okay, sir.
Kundan,
Sir, like I'm using phone right now.
you have to join
Like
the
laptop
class.
I left in school.
Yes, okay, so okay, Kundan. So Nitish,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you can share your screen and you can just explain your code what you did.
Yes, sir. This is my screen visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, sir. Uh, so here I have created a file, and then I have given a name for that file, and then I'm using try method. So I'm trying to open the file with W, that means write. So files dot write. So I've written the content in this inside this file dot write. So so then I'm trying to read the file, and I use print content. So in the so so in this it will print the output, and if the file is not found, then it will print like file is not present.
Okay. So why are you using plus W and plus R? Any
So like
reason for that?
while I was doing it, something came something like this. So I did it.
So Nitish is done.
Yes. Can I stop?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nitish. Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Angelina?
Yes, I'll share my screen.
Yeah, you can share.
So can I explain?
Yeah, you can start explaining.
So here, like the file name, example.txt, it opens the file and write mode. So here we gave with open file name, like W has file. So it opens with in the write mode and writes today's section. Section is on file handling. And the next is read operation. So with open file name R has file, it opens read operation. So the reads and print the file contain. And the last one is except. So it if the file is missing, it prints the file is not present.
Are you getting the output?
So no, so I'm still trying it.
Can you see the error in line 4? You can check in line 4. You are
Okay.
given some extra space.
Yes, I will
So
do it.
remove that. Do that for
Excuse
me.
me, sir.
And that.
So I think even in line 12,
Yeah, line 12. She'll make that change. Yeah. And then line 5 and line 11 also you need to make some change. Save this file and run this one. So W has to be inside quotes, right? So put W and R inside quotes. So you're calling it as files, read as files, and you're calling contents file dot read. So make it files dot read. Line 12. In line 12, files dot read. Exit, run this one. Okay. So in your text file, you would have got the net. Okay. Thank you, Angelina. Teresa?
Yes, sir. Just a second, I'll show.
Quickly explain your such file.
Yes, sir. First, I've created a file called file handling sample and saved it as a text file. And then I have like assigned that text file to a variable called file name. And then using using with and using open function, I have like used that file name and with write method, uh, using write method in like those files, then like we'll be printing that file. And then next with read method, the contents of that file will be like these two will be assigned to this variable, and then that variable will be printed. If that does not work, then except will be executed, file not found. It will be printed that way.
Can you see the mistake what you did?
So I'm trying to figure that out. I was like trying to identify it.
And can you show me where this file handling dot p excuse me. Can you show me where this file handling dot py file is present?
Yes, sir. Like in this folder called Python 3.
Can you do Python file handling dot py file now?
Okay, sir. I have to like
Execute that command, Python file handling dot py. Whatever you done before, right? Execute that.
Sir, like, can I leave?
Who asked for leaving this session?
Sir, like, I'm out station right now.
There is have to still give the assignment. So I have to
I'll,
explain that assignment also, right? If you leave, like, how will you understand the assignment?
sir, I'll
Do you have
be
some class?
the recording.
No, do you have some other class or some other session now?
Sir,
Or do you have some other class or session or something like that?
sir, like, I'm outside right now. Like, I'm in my village and I have some unit tests tomorrow.
Then you can leave. I'll just upload the assignment in the group, and you need to complete that one.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay.
sir, I'm getting an error.
So what it's trying to do is like it's trying to access from your Python.3 313, like it's going to that folder and trying to access this file handling.py. So in your PowerShell, you have to make sure it's in the right path. So make sure you check that one. So by that time, just when you can start, you can figure out that there is a. By
Okay,
that
sir.
time, like others can show. Just when.
Yes. Sir, after I close the VSC code, I can't open it right now. While I search it on this search bar. It doesn't show the app.
Type Visual Studio Code itself.
Yeah, sir. But here, if I go to uninstall it, I don't get the option. And
No,
here
no, no.
showing open this
Go
product from
search,
the start
search as
menu.
Visual Studio Code itself.
I can't find the app here.
And go to add or remove. Search add or remove. So add first one option is there, right? So you can click on it. So can you search Visual Studio Code? So can you go down, scroll down? So uninstall this one and install once again. So do this one. By that time, next person, Sibinath.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
You're audible, yeah.
I'll just share my screen now.
Yeah, you can share it.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so this what I have created using file handling. So my file name is given as example.txt. Then firstly, I'll try with open file name in the return method as files. Files write, the content is given as good evening everyone. Then after that, we'll open the file again in the read method as files. Contents will be printed. If not, the except command will be given. Then it prints file does not contain anything.
Can you see the error in line 11?
So this one.
Yeah. What it has to be? Okay, I'll just give an example. Your name is Sibinath, right?
Yes, sir.
So if I call you Jaswin and try to tell you something like, will you do that one?
No, sir.
So instead of file, what it has to be?
Sir, I did not get what you said.
Okay. For example, your name is Sibinath. I have to call you Sibinath only, right? So I have to give you
Yes.
some work. So I'll tell you read something. So if I call Jaswin, read something, will you do? Jaswin will do, right?
Yes, sir.
So what has to be there in line 11?
Sir, I said file name.
Okay. In line 10, what did you do? Can you explain once again?
So in line 10, I've just did the same thing. We'll just open the file in the read method.
Okay. So what are you calling that in the end?
As files.
Okay. So if you call it as files and if you tell file.read, will it work?
No, sir.
Okay. And in line 12 also?
Sir, is it correct now?
Yeah, it's correct. Execute this one. So
Sir,
it got executed. Yeah, you're getting the output. It's yeah.
can I stop sharing,
And
sir?
you can stop sharing. Yeah. Olivia is done.
So, like, actually, I was out, so now I joined the class, so I couldn't do it. So now I'm attending in phone.
Okay. So next class, be in your laptop. Everyone it's you have to do whenever the class starts and you have to use your laptop and you need to do. So only this class I can give you exception for this one. From next class, make sure you have your laptop, and whenever you're in the class, like try to execute it over there itself. Okay. Then Gautam. Gautam, you can share your screen and you can show your code. Yeah, online. I think so. It's not online. Teresa, did you resolve that issue?
No, sir, not yet. I'm trying to figure it out, but it's not working yet.
Okay. What you did is like you need to go to that exact path and you need to run that Python command. So make sure you're in the same path. Then
Yes,
who was the other person I gave time to complete? Just a minute.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Gautam.
Sorry for that. My phone overheated. I'll start sharing my screen.
Yeah, you can.
So I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
I just did the basics with your thought. I opened the file with W to write into the file, and I entered this text. And then once more, I opened it with just the read permission, and I just printed it out. And I followed your steps and added a except block. If we run it, we just get the message which we wrote into the file.
Gautam is also. Okay. So I'll
So,
give the assignment. Yeah. You're telling something? Okay. So I'll give the assignment question for you now. So whatever you've done now, right? You just created one sample file, added just a single line, right? So what I'll give you is that
yeah.
create a file name called as WeJump Python WeJump underscore Python 3 underscore file handling dot txt file. So inside that file, like try to add whatever you learnt in the Python concept as of now. Like that is the basic thing, one thing. And below that one, I need to have some explanation for each concept. So did you understand the assignment
Okay, sir.
question?
Should
Anyone
I be doing
doubts?
it through the Python file or typing it in the txt?
You have to do it from your Python code itself.
Okay, sir.
So anyone can do it from .txt file, but I want you to do from the Python file itself.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Tanishka.
Sir, can you share the PPT which you used today can you upload it to the Google folder?
Okay, I'll just share it in the WhatsApp group. Is that fine?
Yeah, sir.
So I'll just repeat the assignment question once again. So create a file, text file called as WeJump Python 3 file handling.txt file. So inside that, first I need what are the concept of Python you already learned, add those. So below that one, for each concept, I need you to write some contents for whatever you learned. So it's just like you're adding contents into your book or something like that. So text file. So that is your assignment. Any doubts you can ask?
So should
Or
we
else,
explain it or just the mention the subtopics?
Okay, subtopics you can just mention, but main topics is there, right? You need to
Yes.
just explain some five or something like 2 or 3 lines is enough. You can just get it from whatever other presentation or something you'd have done, right? So
Yes.
don't just type or something like that. Just add those content, but it has to be there in your
Yes.
.txt file.
Yes.
Okay, before that one, like I'll just do one thing and tell you. So just share. My screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whenever you're writing some files, so what you need to do is like, so if I write something clearing doubts and one something like first one adding a text. So if I want to have this in next line or something like that, so what I need to do is like I need to use \n. So if I do this, so it will come in what are the contents after this \n is there, right? So it will come in next line. So make sure you follow this one. So if you can see, this is already added into next line. So if you want to have next line, use this one. Okay. Now if there are no doubts, we'll just stop sharing the screen.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you like texted in the group saying that you will inform us about our project assessment details.
I'll just do that one, like as completely, what is that? Accompanied by like the company's project. So there was no time to assessment. I'll just give me some time. Today I'll do, and I'll try to send it by tomorrow evening. Is that fine?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Before you leave, I just need today's feedback on the class. Did you understand every concept, or do you need some more explanation or something like that? I need some feedback for this class. About others?
We understood the topics. Like, has we just have 1 hour? Like, so if we have complex like things to complete, then will it be possible if we have to show our outputs every time?
Yeah, if it is complex concept, right? So I'll make it into 2 class. It won't be like single class, like, yeah, I'll do everything and you have to do. But I have to make sure that you do it in that session itself. Like if I take it to next class or something like that, or else if I try to arrange some complex concept, you won't understand. So this is why I'm following this one, because I have to make sure that everyone is following. So that is why I'm following this method. So even if it is like single concept or something like that, I have to see what whether they are doing or not. They just keep simply coming to the online and they just mute and just leave the system on. Just have to make sure you're just following and doing whatever is taught in class. So this method will follow from now onwards.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Like if this is like taking so much time sharing screen and all, right? So from next class, what we can do is like after you complete, I'll give just 20 minutes of time, like at the end, so you can keep everything ready. You don't have to explain the code, but you can show your outputs. That will follow from next class.
So instead of that one, you can make the group, sir. That group, one of the lead I have to, what's explain about that topic, sir.
Okay, that also I can do, sir.
Yes, sir.
We can make that group, and one from the group can explain, and you can others can show all the outputs. So in the group itself. So
Yes,
we'll
sir.
do that.
That's right, sir. Now 11 members are there, sir. 5 plus 5, sir. Like that.
We can do, yes, sir. But everyone has to share the output. But one can
Yes,
explain,
sir.
taking the
Yes, sir.
initiative. But that same person can't do it in the next class. Other person, like will do
Yes,
it
sir.
turn by turn.
Like that.
Yes. So everyone takes the initiative and everyone is active.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir, for suggesting this.
Thank you, sir.
So if there are no doubts, we can wind up this session, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.